think we've learned a lot. And this is a global issue: ethics, integrity, corruption, bribery. Irrespective of whether a country is developed or developing, we face these issues everywhere. So I guess it was very enlightening and everybody enjoyed it. He has also been the chairman of Banks Association, Karachi Stock Exchange Limited, National Commodity Exchange Limited. He was also appointed as Minister for Finance during 2008 till 2010. Mr. Tareen was awarded Sitara-e-Imtiaz and Quaid-e-Azam Gold Medal Award for his meritorious contribution to the banking industry. So now we are going to welcome Mr. Shaukat Tareen for the second keynote address.
Anniversary. Please accept my deep appreciation for the 50 years of committed support and service to Pakistan economy, education and corporate governance. The benchmark that ICAP has established for professional excellence is admirable. Makes you wonder how different today's Pakistan would have been if every state institution in this country had carried out its stated goals with the same dedication, sense of purpose and honesty as ICAP has done for 50 years. Coming to the main theme of tonight's conference, let me start by saying that despite all the gloomy news and events that have started to define Pakistan, our national resilience remains intact. However, the question that bothers me is how long can we lurch from crisis to crisis without demonstrating a better future for our youth? The situation remains fluid. Let me start with positives. Inflation is in single digits, a low of 25 months. Remittances continue to rise. There's a PRI scheme which I had started, which is actually giving some results. And this year we'll probably cross $12 billion. We have finally started to define our role in the devastating war on terror, and probably the end game of Afghanistan conflict has started to be played out. Pakistan banking remains insulated from the Western meltdown. Booming agrarian economy despite devastating floods, with corporate sector moving into dairy, livestock and value-added processing. While most of the rest of the world is aging, our population is getting younger. And democracy is still hanging on. However, we are far from the country we all aspire. The negative list is long, makes a somber reading, but largely includes. Number one on that is lack of governance and transparency. Unrelenting, crippling energy shortages. Lack of scale and infrastructure to support GDP growth. Very poor security and law and order situation. Weak social sector reforms and indicators. And increasing friction among state institutions. I think, but we all want a Pakistan which is economically prosperous, institutionally resilient and strategically oriented. In essence, we want a Pakistan as an economic welfare state. And it is my view, the key prerequisite for an economic welfare state is to ensure that the country experiences equitable and sustainable economic growth, high level of equitable and sustainable economic growth over a prolonged period of time. And when I say that, I can give you examples recent examples of countries which have basically grown and which have become prosperous over the last several decades by following exactly this strategy. Whether it is China, and now India, and whether it was Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, or Thailand. While I was at the helm of finance, a significant part of my time was spent in firefighting because we were on the brink of, of a default. But we tried to develop a national agenda with the help of an economic advisory council, which included eminent economists, industrialists, agriculturists, social scientists. And we developed a medium-term blueprint for equitable and sustainable growth. Today we need this growth for several reasons. The most urgent being job creation for the youth of Pakistan. I am sure it is not a surprise for you when I say that 103 million or 63% of our population is under 25 versus UK's total population of 60 million, France's total population of 80 million, and Canada's total population of 34 million. The youth bulge, sadly, largely unskilled and partially literate, can either become the best engine growth for our country and make Pakistan an economic powerhouse, while in tandem help to fuel sustainable economic growth, or it can fuel social disruption and upheaval we have started to experience. Heightened street crimes, increased fundamentalism, increased violence and fight over limited resources, too common a sight on our electronic media. This second future, it goes without saying, would be devastating for Pakistan and deeply problematic for the global community. It is in these circumstances that make competent, courageous, and clean political leadership essential for sustained economic and social reform. If we do not have a leadership with these qualities, we will have more of the same. Our vision for creating an economic welfare state was to set benchmarks